Hello guys and welcome to my channel. I can't quite believe that I'm saying that, but here we are. So this is the look we are doing today using the Sample Beauty Plush Palette. It is my first time using it. It is my second palette from Sample and bought it the other day very quickly. And if you want to see how I create this look, then please keep on watching. So, as we saw in the intro, I'm going to be using the Plush Palette by Sample Beauty. This is what it looks like on the inside. So, I don't know what look I'm doing yet. I was going to do one eye and then do the second eye on camera, but I just haven't because I wanted to see which way I would prefer to film, seeing as it's my first YouTube video. So, to start off with, we are going to prime the eyelids. I'm going to use Revlon Candid. I use 010, which is vanilla, because I'm very pale. I know some people don't rate using concealer on your eyes to prime, but I've tried one or two of the things, it didn't work for me. I have quite dry skin around my eyes thanks to years of eczema, and I find this A doesn't crease on me. It's tacky enough, and yeah, it's a all round good product for me. I'm going to take this a bit out here because we might be just winging this out because I've been quite enjoying that shape recently. As I said, I don't know what I'm doing today. Well organised as ever. However, that tealy glitter called Snazzy is calling my name. Now, I adore teal. The wall right here is teal. I have a lot of teal clothes. That's why I'm not wearing one today. Didn't want to match my look. So that's what we're up to. That has stained my finger a little bit, but that is okay with me because I'd rather get a good payoff on a slightly stained eyelid with no payoff at all. So, a cup of sunshine, aka tea, and then let's get started. So I'm going to use my first ever Sigma brush, which is the Pencil E30, just to stamp a rough shape on. Now it does look stained because this is my second attempt at filming this, but that's the only reason why I decided to treat myself the other day because they were on sale in TK Maxx. Now, that is a very pigmented shade, which, as I said, fine with me. I do like a good colour payoff, and I'm taking it a bit above my crease because if I didn't, it would disappear. So, close slightly hooded eyeballs. Stamping that on. I'm going to take this out here a little bit just so we can start building that wing. Neaten that bit up where it creased. And I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. Now if you do have Once they've got the most hooded eyes in though, but if you have slightly hooded eyes like me, I find it's easier just to look directly in the mirror with your eyes open to work out where you want it to go. So as I said, I take it a little bit above, otherwise it disappears entirely, and that way you can still see it when my eyes are open. Now we're going to go into the Jessup 231 Luxe Petite Crease. I meant to say I used Trait on my eyelids. I don't know if I said that. We're doing really well so far. So yeah, we're going to go into Elite on the Jessup 231. Blend this out a little bit, just smoke it out. Smoke it out. Drag this out a little bit. I was going to go into the purples, but as soon as I swatched Elite for my first attempt at a video, I knew I kind of had to use that colour, so this is where we are. I will use the purples in a later video if I decide to film again. We're just going to circular motions, buff this out. Nice and diffused. And you will probably notice that I am right-handed, but I start with my left eye first. That is probably from watching a bit too much Robert Welsh, because he recommends you do your opposite side first. So I'm right-handed, so I do my left eye first. She says that she does the left eye second, just because it's easier to match the shape on the side you are more dominant on. So here's where we are at the moment. Just going to buff that out a little bit up here. So I'm quite enjoying that shape. Obviously we will probably drag it down a little bit further when we do the cut crease. So going to go back in with the Revlon Candid to cut this crease, and then I'm going to do it on this random brush. I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called. It's just a flat brush that I got from Amazon. I'm just going to cut that. Keeping an eye on my shape. Because I'm too lazy to take the eyeshadow that I've just put down off. That's what we're up to. Now we are going to go into the teals. Now I do really want to use Caliber though, which is a purple, so I might use that on the outer corner. I might use that to drag it out a little bit. We'll see. Okay, we're going to go into Luscious first with the Jessup 234, which is the Luxe Smoky Shader. Now, there is a little bit of kick up in the pan on the majority of these shades. Doesn't... Oh, that is a pretty colour. Doesn't bother me about kick up, but some people don't like it. Like I said, if the colour, if it works, I don't mind. I'm just going to take that in the inner half of my lid. Same on the other side. I am loving that colour. Here we are at the moment. Like I said, I am loving that blue, especially with those dark mauves, almost burgundy, warm browns. It's the best way I can describe them. I'm not the best at describing, so I'm very sorry. We're going to go into one of my favourite things to do, which is overspending. Take that on the outer half. Oh, now that is a pretty colour. That is my kind of colour. I said I'm not having any issues with any of these shadows blending together. Having a little bit of fallout, but nothing major. A little bit in the pattern, but nothing out of the ordinary. This is only my second Sample Beauty palette. The first one was the Painter's palette by, I think it's Beth Painter. And I cannot complain about the quality whatsoever. I'm just breaking all the rules of a cut crease, but my teal went a bit too high. Yeah, so I've got a bit of fallout here, a little bit here, mainly the blue more than anything else, but nothing that can't be cleaned up. Like I said, my only other Sample Beauty palette is the Painter's palette, and that is a stunning palette. I absolutely adore rainbow palettes, bright colours, but I do also quite like a dark smoky eye. So either way, I'm happy. The quality is good. They do stain. I used the JoJo shade from Painters the other day, and I was walking around work the next day with a rather pink eyelid. No one noticed though, that's fine. We're just going to put on some glitter glue just to give Snazzy a bit of a chance. I'm just using the Collection Glam Crystals glitter glue. I do have the NYX one somewhere in my box to my left. This is the first one I grabbed. So I'm going to put that on the inner third. I did put the colour down just so it's got some sort of a base. And putting the glue down so it's got something to stick to. Because I want to give these shades the best chance possible. we're going to go into... I'm sorry, I'm forgetting to tell you what brush I'm using. I'm using some very random Lock ones that I got. Some Groupon. Now this isn't the easiest shade to pick up. We will persevere anyway. Ooh, now that is pretty. Now this is just dry with a brush. The plan is to go over them with it wet in a moment. It's not really enjoying that glue being beneath it. But we shall persevere. And then decide what to do next. So I was debating taking the purple and smoking it out, but I think that might make it a little muddy. So let's try this wet. Now I'm just going to use some water because my setting spray is in the other room and I'm not moving. A plus aim. Wrong way. So we're just going to wet that. There we go. That's the colour I wanted. And then final thing, I'm just going to put it on with a finger just to get it a bit more foiled. Now that is pretty. It's very buttery in the pan as well. Big fan. It's exactly what I wanted. So that's where we are. Now I'm going to clean up fallout. I'm going to get started on my base, and then we're going to do lower lash line while I figure out what I want to do down there. I could use the purples on my lower lash line actually, because there's a inner corner shade that is calling my name. I'm just using some of my Cell water and these wonderful reusable white, well, cotton pads should I say, from the brand Green and Blue. Again, Amazon purchase. I need to stop buying from Amazon really. But they are bamboo and cotton, I think. I'm lying to you. Yes, 70% bamboo. And they're wonderful. You just stick them in the washing machine and save the planet. What more could you want? Okay, so for my primer, we are going to use the NYX Marshmellow Primer. I'm just going to apply this with my fingers. I find it warms it up a little bit and it's just easier to spread. And it smells amazing. Let's not drag Teal down my face, shall we? So, for foundation, I'm going to use the Nars Sheer Glow foundation in the shade Mont Blanc. My friend Kerry keeps recommending the matte one to me, which I'm debating. I won't lie, because Kerry tends to know what she's talking about most of the time. I'm just kidding, Kerry. Not all the time. So I'm just going to take this on a brush because that's the way I like to do it. And then I'm going to buff it out with a sponge in a moment. Let's hide Bert again. I can't believe it. No, I've not put my brows on yet, so I can take that as close as I need to. What I quite like with brushes is you can get quite close to the lower lash line without worrying about smudging it. That's just my preference. And then I'm going to use the Eco Tools sponge to pat this down. Get rid of any brush marks. And then I'm going to take the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser in 03 Fair. Now, I tend to double layer my concealers. Probably shouldn't do it, but I do. I use one for coverage, one for brightening. Just going to tap that in. And then we're going to go into the Revolution Conceal and Define in C1. It's always a satisfying noise. It's a good look right now, right? You always got to polish your face when you're doing your under eyes. It's the law. So as you can see, make sure I've got that line where I want it for my wing. Pretty even, I think. Chop that end off a little bit. And that one needs to be a little bit higher. Now we'll finish smoking it out in a moment. So I'm not going to go in with any further cream products. So we are going to set using my favourite powder. Is the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. Transfer that into the lid. Dipping my brush into it. This is just a Revolution palette brush. Okay. Buff all this in. Always be showing when you can see powder flying everywhere. Put the excess back because Laura's expensive. We don't want to waste any. And then I'm going to go into my NYX matte bronzer in light MBB01. This is just one that I got from Superdrug, I think it was. Got it online. quite a nice shade for me. But I do have the Too Faced Cocoa Contour coming from Daniela, which I'm very excited to try because I've heard very good things. Not the Cocoa Contour, the bronzer. The bronzer. We're talking about bronzers, Heather. Now, I tend to just take it down my cheeks, bit on my forehead. I don't have much looking covering up there because my baby hairs tend to get in the way. But what can you do? I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Maxi blush in third base on the same brush because I used the wrong one for my bronzer. Doing well today. This is a very soft blush. You don't think it'll pick up very well on camera. I'm also not very good at applying it. Again, anything you see that are marble brushes, I'm sorry, they're just a random one that I found on Amazon. And then I'm going to go into my Jessup buffing brush just to try and diffuse some of this out because it's got a little bit intense on this side. This is how I'm looking. A little bit crazy. It's pretty standard for me. And then we're going to go into the Colourpop highlighter in Flexitarian on a fluffy R5 from Revolution, which is a fluffy highlighter brush. They took the words right out of my mouth. Going to... I probably should have done my level lash line before doing my base, but we're here now, so... Stunning colour. Quite a nice champagne-y highlight. And then we're going to do the lower lash line. So we're going to take this one. We are going to take the On Fleek brush from Beauty Bay. It doesn't have a number, that's all I've got, I'm sorry. So first off we are going to take Rare. That's very powdery colour. I'm just going to stamp that on the lower lash line. Could have made a terrible mistake changing colour scheme here, but we'll roll with it. I might stamp that underneath. I think I made a terrible mistake. Too late now. We'll roll with it. I'll roll with it. I think that's a mistake, but too late now. And then we're going to take Clara and just drag that under here. Needing that line up a little bit. I'm not liking those wings. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go into Golly Gosh, which is a lovely purple shimmer. I'm not gonna wet this one or anything because I just want to see how it performs on its own. It's pretty. I'm not going to wet it because I want the teal to be the main focus. Now, because I'm not happy with those wings at all, I'm going to go back in with the Jessup 231. Smoke it out a little bit. Make them slightly less severe. And a bit of overspending to give it a bit of a chance to blend. There we go. That's better. That's better. And then let's go back into Elite on a different brush, not this brush either. Go into the Sketch It Out from Beauty Bay. Into Elite. I'm just going to smoke out just a little bit. If you go too far down, that's fine, I can clean it up. And then I'm going to take a little bit of la-di-da, just smoke it down even further. Ooh. Let's take again. I bought mission. Fart everywhere. I'm covered in powder as well. Good job, Ev. I'm going to tap that last little bit off. In this corner because it's disappeared. La-di-da. I'm going to go back in with the Jessup 231. Can you tell I like this brush? And just blend. A bit of overspending and blend. So if you can hear any of them noises outside, the bin men are out today. Okay, so just need to do my brows and lashes and then a lip and we're done. I might go off camera to do that. Yeah, so I'm going to go off camera, fix some of this, and I'll be back to share my final thoughts. So here we are, I've done lashes. These are the House of Boo Clara lashes. I've got my lipstick on. I think I'm showing my age there. That is Sasha by Lime Crime in the Velvetines range. I did use the Urban Decay Brow Pot for my eyebrows. I didn't want to do them on camera because you can't get it anymore. I used the NYX gel for that's on walkies. The NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Espresso. And that is the look. I put a a crazy mascara on my lower lash line, which is the Miss Baby Doll Mega Volume by L'Oreal Paris in Teal Blue. Kerry and Missa made me want it. I don't think it's picking up on camera very well. What we're all here for, the Plush Palette. Now, when I saw this colour story, I had to get it. And then Daniela sent me swatches, and I definitely had to get it. It is meant to be, well, I've seen it slated as a dupe for the Muerte palette and the Book of Magic palette, both of which I missed. And well, obviously I can't, hello sweatpants, I can't directly compare because I don't have them. I'm really enjoying this palette. The quality is fantastic. Zero complaints from me so far. Obviously I've not been into every colour anywhere near. I've not gone into a lot of the neutrals. I've used a few of the purples. I've used these 4, these 3 and these 2 for this look, and I really enjoyed it. Would recommend getting it because sample quality to me is wonderful. Yeah, zero complaints from me. I don't think it's a very expensive brand, but it's definitely worth it if you can afford it. And I did go in with Ritzy. It's very lilac-y grey colour for my inner corner. Thought that would be quite nice to blend the top and bottom together. So I'm going to bugger off, go take some pictures, edit this. I hope I can do it, and hopefully I will catch you guys in the next one if I survive the editing process of this one. So please subscribe, like, comment, etc. You guys know the drill. And what I thought would be fun would be, I know Soph does question of the day, I thought I would do an interesting fact of the day. So if you have any, hashtag it in fact of the day, and I'll pick one for my next video. But for today, obviously it's the first video so no one's given me one, so we're going to go with the fact that a group of hippos is called a bloat. You're welcome. I'm full of useless information, so that's just a little bit. So thank you very much for watching if you made it this far. If you didn't, you won't see this. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you very much for watching. It is much appreciated. Bye.